We often measure Wolverine's survival by the amount of punishment his body can absorb before the healing stops. This diagram shows his two defense layers. He relies on rapid cellular mitosis, constant tissue regeneration, anchored to a rigid, unbreakable metallic matrix. Because blunt force and projectile vectors fail to penetrate this layer, this combination appears to result in total immunity to death. That perspective relies on a specific constraint. It assumes the conflict follows the standard laws of physics and biology. In a multiverse containing entities that operate outside those laws, physical durability becomes irrelevant. The first level of multiversal escalation moves the conflict away from physical combat and into the spiritual realm. Elder gods and cosmic Cthulhu-like entities possess powers that ignore physical trauma entirely. As this model illustrates, an ethereal vector can phase through a dense physical barrier to drain the central energy core directly, severing the soul without damaging the body. Comic lore provides several instances where high-level sorcery has bypassed Logan's healing factor, leaving him incapacitated despite his lack of wounds. Against Arcane annihilation, an adamantium skeleton is merely an inert cage for a vulnerable soul. Reality-warping entities like Molecule Man or Franklin Richards represent a higher tier of threat. These beings dismantle immortality by manipulating the universe at a subatomic level to rewrite a subject's biological source code. A reality warper could command cellular mitosis to stop or turn adamantium into a harmless liquid with a single thought. On a macrocosmic scale, beings like Galactus or the Beyonder use a power that dissolves entire planets into subatomic particles. The total extraction of a planet's foundational energy wipes out every biological anomaly on its surface. When the subatomic rules of the environment are rewritten, biological regeneration has no physical laws left to sustain it. The final tier of the multiversal ladder involves abstract concepts and the void of nonexistence. Entities like oblivion represent pure nothingness, a force that consumes everything it touches. This diagram shows a multiversal collapse where parallel timeline vectors fracture and vanish into a blank void state. Within this expanding void, spatial dimensions and coordinate geometry cease to exist, leaving an indestructible object with no space to occupy. A complete timeline deletion removes a subject entirely from the chronological record, completely bypassing any need for physical injury. Existential erasure delivers the definitive kill, superseding all biological concepts of life and healing. Defeating an immortal archetype requires this three-tier progression, moving from the arcane to subatomic rewriting and finally to conceptual erasure. Brute force and conventional weapons are useless against this hero. It takes the specific application of cosmic power to overcome Marvel's most resilient character. Biological immortality is a localized success, but it is fragile when measured against the uncaring laws of the wider multiverse. Healing can preserve the body, but when reality itself turns against you,